Good morning. It is Sunday, March 6th. This morning I got up and I started taking notes on combat in Mutants and Masterminds. Still preparing for this afternoon's game. I did preparation for a bunch of story stuff yesterday. And today I'm just making sure I'm ready for some like the mechanics, the nitty-gritty. The stuff that I feel like I did such a poor job of last time I played that I ended the session feeling like I'd really kind of failed. So I want to do better this time, so I have a big sheet of notes on how combat works. And then I got ready and I am headed to church.
Have faith. God said it, I'm going to believe it. I'm going to have a different spirit like Caleb. I have an opportunity to argue with what God said, or I can say yes to what God said. I can simply agree with him. So what has God said to you that your circumstance is arguing with? And maybe you partnered with it, and you're now saying, oh, that ship has sailed. Sometimes it's not according to my timeline or your timeline. But will I believe God? His timing is perfect. His timing is perfect. So first thing, just faith. God said it, I believe it. Second thing, again, we've already mentioned, is just courage. So Lord, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. I'm simply going to, instead of stepping aside, I'm going to step in. I'm going to believe you. Everything is working against it. And it takes boldness and confidence and courage at times. And that's the only qualifier. I'm going to stubbornly, positively believe you. I'm going to be courageous. And the third and last thing is this. It's just speech. So many people, I believe, they are untying their shoes and they keep tripping and falling because their speech is the opposite of what God says. Remember the 10 spies that came back and said, yep, there's giants just like he said. Yep, it's a land flowing with milk and honey. Yep, but we can't do it. Is my speech lining up with what God said?
And our message today was on the grit and the moxie of Caleb. Going from being one of those that said, yes, God's promised the land to us, we can take it. Then having to spend 45 years with all the doubters until they'd all died off and he finally got to go in with the next generation and take the promised land. But, at that point being 85 years old, but still just wholeheartedly trusting God. But I didn't have much time after church to hang out. I'm going to go grab a bite to eat, get home, finish a few last minute things to be ready to game with my buddies. But it's our Order of Heroes game, so it's a different one than I've done for a bit, yeah? And I felt like I still had so much time when I got home, because the game, I told them not until 1. But by the time I finished eating, I only got like 15 minutes, and I still gotta like move the room about to be ready. But otherwise, everything's pulled together, and I'm basically good to go, so. Bob and Austin should be here shortly. We'll play some Mutants and Masterminds. Well, we gamed. I think more fun than the first session.
This is the book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a better tab on it.
Yeah.
Where's the pre-builds at?
Slightly further.
Alright. Well, you guys have fun.
Adios.
There was something I wanted
I'm
to
the
look
hungriest
at.
of hippos.
Yeah.
Guess we're getting dinner?
Enjoy
Nope.
it now. Enjoy your little pellets.
Because
Hungry hippos. And it was fun hanging out with friends. They just left, but when it was time to start gaming, Bob arrived and Austin was a few minutes late, so I sent him a message. And things had gotten mismanaged with his schedule. He was still out with some friends, and they had driven, so he's kind of on their schedule to get back home to be able to come over. And he's like, I'm going to be about an hour late. Fine. That was a cool opportunity to just hang out and chat with Bob and catch up with him. He doesn't often, he's generally working on Fridays, so I don't usually get to catch up with him on that. So I usually, only see him when we game. So just to have some casual time to talk was fun. During that time, I went and, messed with some things. I think I went over to turn this camera off because it was sort of sitting there running. I was like, well, I'm not going to need it for an hour. Let's turn it off. And as I walked around the table, I stubbed my toe on this, the chair. Ouch! And it hurts, and it kind of hurt, but I could curl it. It's my second toe. And so, and it wasn't, it looked normal, but it kind of hurt when I moved it. But I could move it. It's probably fine, probably not broken. And so we gamed for 4 hours, and I didn't notice it the whole time. So my friends leave, and I start moving furniture back around to put the room back together. And I start noticing, my toe hurts. Oh yeah, I stubbed it, and I look down at it. If it bothers you, I am about to show my foot. So if that, I can still bend it, so I still don't think it's broken. But it is very purple. But yeah, so it bends, but it's kind of tender. So I'm gonna grab some ice and put that on there. Take some ibuprofen. I don't know, like sometimes I bend it and it doesn't hurt at all. Sometimes it really does. Like that first bend right there hurt a lot, and now I'm sitting here bending it back and forth and it doesn't hurt at all. Oh. So I hope it's not broken. It's technically it could be the very tip of it. Mike's comment was, well, even if it is, it's not like there's really anything they can do. But maybe just bruised. Oh well. Otherwise, I'm gonna figure out some food. Got a few things that Mom picked up from Costco for me. Probably make a meal, something from that. And I made the Costco chicken street tacos, which is always a very delicious meal. So I'm gonna have that for dinner. Put ice back on my toe and go to bed. Lay around watching YouTube or whatever. But once I stopped gaming, I was able to think about, oh, my toe hurts, and now it's just bothersome. I just took ibuprofen. Had ice on it for a bit, but it's still kind of. So, call it a night. Hopefully it'll be better in the morning, eh? Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. And so I'm laying in bed, watching Critical Role, holding ice on my foot. And I remember how worried I was yesterday that I was gonna be down and feeling like I didn't have an accomplished weekend. As I'm just wishing the pain in my toe would go away, I'm like, that doesn't matter. I haven't been worried about that at all. I'm just like, please, let pain stop. It's not too bad, but it's bad enough it occupies my mind. So, try and get a little rest.